Hi y'all, welcome back to By Devin Nails. I'm so excited that you have returned. A big hello and thank you to all of my subscribers. And if you are new here and you like what you see, subscribe, like, and comment for more manis, inspirations, and crochet alongs. Today we are using two of the new colors from the Diplomatiq May sub box. So there is Keel, which is this really pretty teal color, and all of the colors kind of have this nautical theme, and Jibe is this very pastel yellow. I was really excited about it. I often don't grab lighter pastel colors or even solids, so I was super excited that all of the colors in this box were more of a solid than a chunky glitter, because I always forget to grab solids, and so I often feel later like, oh, I have no solids to go with these amazing chunkies. So I'm super excited about that. And these colors I think are going to look great for stamping and doing nail art on, which is what I'm going to be doing today. So this is my Solstice mani. I'm posting it onto YouTube a little after the solstice, so I apologize, but I think it still is a great mani, so I wanted to share it with you all. And I decided what I wanted to go for was sort of each nail having more and more of the yellow to represent sort of like a rising sun. And then I have this sun plate from Clear Jelly Stamper that I'm going to use to put different suns on each nail. So as I was planning out this mani, I knew I didn't want a hard defined color blocking line between the yellow and the blue. I wanted it to look more like, either the night sky is the blue kind of blending into the morning, or even like the sun rising over the ocean. Or my kids thought that the yellow looked like sand, so maybe, the ocean kind of rolling into or onto the sand. So I didn't want a super defined color blocking line, but I also didn't want to end up with a complete gradient kind of blending into the two. So I wanted it to be somewhere between that distinct hard line of a color blocking with like the tape and a more of a blended ombre where, because these are yellow and blue, I would have ended up with kind of like a green in the middle. So what I decided to do was a color blocking ombre technique where I dipped, it's on the second dip that you really see it. So on the second layer of blue and yellow, I went about a millimeter or so under where the original blue line had been. So on this second dip, you'll see it here on the second dip of the blue, I don't go all the way up to where that original line of the blue had been. And then I pour over the yellow so that I'm going to end up with just a little bit of yellow onto what had been that first layer of blue. And I'm going to do that 3 times. So I ended up dipping these 3 times so that I could get just a little bit of that blue. And so on the first dip, I did the blue onto those different layers. Then in the second dip, I did the blue just about a millimeter under where I had dipped it the first time. And then on the third time, I went just about, I did again either a millimeter under or a millimeter over. I kind of did different nails in a different way depending on what kind of look I was going for each nail. I didn't want them to be 100% uniformed. I wanted it to kind of have this sort of flowy feel and be a little bit more organic. And I really like how these turned out, especially when I go in with the stamping. There's not a distinct defined line. There's a little bit of that ombre color in the middle. And I think it ended up being exactly what I was going for. So I definitely recommend this technique if you are trying to also achieve something with your nail art that is kind of in that weird gray space of not a distinct hard line, but also not a completely blended ombre where you end up kind of with that third color in between them. So I am going to go through, here is that other layer. So I did do 3, not because that the colors weren't opaque enough. They really are. You can see here that blue is really deep. It's a gorgeous color. And then with the yellow, it's really pretty too. It is a more muted yellow, kind of like a butter yellow. I really like it. It is not something that I had in my collection before. So on this third layer, I did decide to kind of dip into the excess yellow that I had in my cupcake liner. And I think that that helps also to get just a little bit of this yellow into that blue space, and even a little bit farther down, just to give it more of that kind of non-defined kind of rolling in. And I really liked how that looked. I didn't do it on all of the nails because, again, I wanted them to not be completely uniform, matching, and definitely not anything that I think somebody would like look at and be like, oh, those are very different. But I thought that the overall effect would give it kind of this, like I said, like more of an organic look, more natural maybe. Not that I'm like necessarily going for like a natural nail look. Obviously, blue and yellow are not like natural colors for a nails to be, but I love them, and I think that these colors go so well together. There are three other colors that came with the May subscription from Diplomatiq, and the sub box or sub bag also comes with one spa item. So it's a super fun one, especially because it comes quarterly. So if you're somebody that has a lot of colors, or you're more of a minimalist, you don't want to have hundreds of colors, but you still want the fun of having that surprise and that sub bag that you're excited about getting, Diplomatiq is a really great way to go. I'm also using the Diplomatiq low odor liquids here, and they were really great for this mani. And they are, to me, they definitely have a low odor. I think especially the activator almost smells minty to me. But again, I will say, and if you've been here before, thanks for coming again. I do not, luckily, knocking on wood, get dip flu. So I don't want to tell you you will not get dip flu with these, but I do think that they are worth trying if you're somebody who has suffered with dip flu, or you just don't like the harsh scent of other liquids. I had always heard that low odor liquids had a really long dry time, so I was very apprehensive to try these at first, but they don't to me. In my opinion, they are the same dry time, maybe just a tiny bit longer than my normal liquids, which have been for about the last year or so, Zebra Glitter and more. And I use their professional line, not the dainty line, which is their low odor. So I do not think that they have a slower dry time for the base, which is really what matters to me. I do think that the top coat is a little bit slower dry time, but that matters a little bit less to me because I'm mostly doing these press-ons, so I can just leave them on the stands until the next day. I mean, it doesn't take that long, but normally I do a set and I don't wear them for the next day or two, so that's not an issue that I have. They dry faster than a day, so I don't mean to imply that it takes a whole day for them to dry. I've just noticed that it's slightly longer than the top coat of my glitter liquids. So here I go in with that activate after I use my stiff brush to get off any of the extra clear. I do use KMG's Clear as Day, and it is a great one to use. And just giving it a light buff. I have decided that I like to stamp on my nails before the top coat. I found that I have less issues with my stamping polishes not drying correctly or taking too long to dry and then getting smudged. So I did do my light buff, and I'm going to wipe them down with alcohol just to remove any of that extra dust. And then I'm going to go in with my stamping and do a top coat at the end. So let's get stamping. This is Clear Jelly Stamper 303. I believe the name is You Are My Sunshine, and it's all sunshines. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. I got it as one of the mystery plates in their summer mega mystery bundle, and it is such a great plate. You can buy it now on Clear Jelly Stamper, and as always, you can use Devon 10 to save if there's not another sale going on. And I also am here using several of the polishes that I got as part of that mystery mega bundle also. And they are just really great polishes. I had I've used Clear Jolly Stamper. By the time I got to this video, I have used them several times, but they are something that I've started using in the last month or so, and I love them. I have not at all had a problem, and I'm like super knocking on wood with them smudging. I also have started using the Clear Jelly Stamper, both their base coat when I need a sticky base coat. Oh, and there's my face. When I need a sticky base coat, but then also their top coat there. And it's not called a no smudge top coat, but I'm pretty sure that that's what it's intended to be, as a no smudge top coat. And I have had a lot more luck with it as a non-smudge top coat than I did with the Maniology one. I'm sure part of that is user error, so I'm not, trying to diss on Maniology. They have great products. I found more luck with Clear Jelly Stamper top coat. So if you also have had trouble or have found it hard to get the non-smudge top coat from Maniology to work properly, maybe try Clear Jelly Stamper. I'm not sure what it is that I wasn't doing right, because I know lots of people have tons of success with the Maniology top coat, but I just never did. I was using hairspray, which that is still a great tip. Pro tip from Not a Pro, hairspray. But I have not needed to use my hairspray tip with my Clear Jelly Stamper polishes or their top coat. So this little sun has these little sunglasses, so we'll actually talk about what's happening in the video. These are all layered plates, so if you're not familiar with Clear Jelly Stamper, they are layered plates. Sometimes you can still do reverse stamping because they'll have like the outline, so if you wanted to do that, you still can. I love reverse stamping, so I'm definitely not throwing that out, but this layering has been so fun. There are some detail work that I personally can't create with my own freehanding skills or my skills at reverse stamping. So it has opened up a different avenue of creativity and different possibilities in terms of the designs that I can create. So I really have loved that. And I feel like the plates that they have are really creative and a lot of fun. So definitely check them out if you haven't already. There's my face again. So if you wondered what I look like when I'm staring at reflective plates. So yeah, this was really fun. It was fun to choose each of these suns, and I wore these on a beach day here in Chicago, and it was really fun to see all of them with like being out at the beach. It just felt like such a great day on the solstice to kind of celebrate the sun and all of those great things. I also, in this video, I'm using the Clear Jelly Stamper little like sticky book. I am sure it has like a real name, but I'm not sure exactly what it is without looking it up. And it's amazing. I'd seen them. There's a couple different companies that sell them. They're just like basically big posty pages, and you can stick your stamper on them to clean it off. And I always kind of thought, oh, I don't need that. I have tape, like no big deal. It's amazing, you all. It got them so clean, and it was so easy. So definitely it's a great tool. I did get it as part of the bundle. I probably would not have bought it by itself, but now that I've used it, I kind of don't know if I'll go back. So I might feel a little spoiled, and I'm like trying to like ration them and like use them until all of the stick is gone. Here you can see, like I talked about, I'm using that Clear Jelly Stamper top coat. I hardly waited at all for these to dry, and it's working so well. Now, the other thing I have changed is I'm not doing stamps after my original top coat. I used to do stamping right on top of my Dip Liquids top coat, so maybe that's the difference. I don't know if you know, let me know. But here is the finished look. I absolutely love them. And here is the picture with that little sun in the background. You can see that ombre kind of effect in the middle just a little bit. And then here they are at the actual beach. So I do actually wear my nails. And this was by Devin, you all. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me know if there's anything that you'd like to see in the future, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.